They gave a fight, man. They gave a fight. I guess as this season has gone on for the Cavs, you have had so many injuries. You've had so many different lineups. You know, I didn't really need to see what this team looked like without Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs. I guess I got to see it. If that's what's unlocked Darius Garland and Max Strus and Karis LeVert, I don't know why it took that level to get those guys to show up and play. You feel like it's over. That was your shot. You gave it your best look. You came out firing threes, which is what we all asked you to do. I think the Cavs kind of woke up and were like, wait a minute, we're actually in this game. And then they just faltered down the stretch. Yes, you, me, and everybody knew who walked into that arena toting an entire bottle of wine. I try to sneak mini bottles in, and they go, oh, wait a minute. Who are you? Ron gets a whole bottle of wine to sit down and watch the Cavs play. There's a lot of conversation on LeBron. As I tweeted this morning, I think I just need to bring something up to a lot of the Cavs fans out there, including one sitting right across from me and Ryan Tyler. I want to let you dream. I want to let you have your hope about a potential return for LeBron. I think it's very interesting that he decided to show up for a game. I don't know if he's going to do that in Miami, but let's not fall for the banana in the tailpipe just yet. I got to talk through some things when it comes to LeBron showing up in Cleveland to watch the Cavs play. We got the NFL schedule starting to get leaked out. The Cowboys coming to town with Tom Brady and crew. Got some other games important being announced. Guardians show up late last night. Bracket, grid, timeout, morning update, and a very important birthday we'll get to a little bit later. We got it all for you right here on a 2 for Tuesday on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. It is not the Victory Tuesday that I hoped for. I guess there's a part that it could be a moral victory that I have no time for in the playoffs. The frustrating thing for me is there is the games that you wanted from Karis LeVert, Darius Garland, and Max Strus. Why they couldn't do any of that with Donovan Mitchell in the lineup, I don't know. I have no idea. But what did I say over and over again? I knew those guys were not that bad. I knew those guys were better shooters than what they had shown. And last night, you go, there it is. There it is. Why it took Donovan Mitchell being out, which I understand the mental side of it. They went into that game, they said, we got to shoot. There's no point to just go in there and try to just go out there, shoot as many as you can. Cavs shot 48 threes last night. Now, the problem is they started that game, and in the first half, they weren't thinking. They were just letting it rip. And then they had time to kind of understand, like, oh, crap, we're actually in this game. And you saw that lull in the third quarter. You saw those stretches, and they tried to make it a game there at the end, certainly. There's a lot that can be written about the Celtics even allowing the Cavs to stay in that game. There's some positive. I feel so defeated. You know, I feel defeated. And what makes it even worse for me is I knew that those guys had that game in them. I knew they did. All you needed to do was do it in a game with Donovan Mitchell. And now you have a point where it's already starting to circle, man, that we saw Donovan Mitchell in his last game for the Cavaliers ever. He's not going to probably play in Game 5. You know, what this calf injury was, it's on the same leg as the knee. The Cavs have said that the knee and the calf injury have nothing to do with one another. Where have I heard that before? And I don't buy it. So you're telling me that Deshaun Watson hurt his shoulder and then broke something in the same shoulder, but they weren't related? Huh. You don't say. That's water under the bridge. There's no point in trying to find out when Donovan hurt his calf and things like that. But with where you stand, I'm assuming he's not going to play tomorrow night. I'm assuming that, again, I would love the Cavs to show up in that game tomorrow. I don't know. Like, there's just so many things to unpack from that game. The refereeing was just absolutely atrocious. And I think the refs are in their own bag right now. They're in their own head. Not bag. I shouldn't say that. That's a...
What's that dude's name? Tony
Brothers.
No. The one that got caught, like, that got banned for life.
Oh, Ed Donahue. Or Ed
Donahue, something like that. Yeah,
Donnie. Is it Tim? Tim. Not Tim Misney, Tim Donahue. Yeah, he got popped for that. And then was there not a player that did the money sign to whatever? The reffing.
That was Rudy Gobert.
It was Gobert, yeah, the other night. I mean, listen, there were some bad foul calls. The Merrill 3 that I posted the still of, like literally, you saw was a Holiday. It had his hand. It looked like they were holding hands.
So that one I'm not actually as mad about.
Somebody
as
tried to tell me that wasn't a foul because the ball was already gone.
They say it's a high five.
Yeah.
And they say the hand's part of the ball.
Yeah.
To me, that wasn't nearly one of the worst calls of the night. I'll say that.
And then the one, and I'll be completely honest here, the one that Tatum got teed up on, that was a foul on Karis LeVert. I mean, he hit Tatum pretty hard. The reffing, the discrepancy between their free throws and our free throws, I get the understanding that you'd be frustrated by that because you lost the game. And of JB, I actually thought kept the lid on it in postgame. He really didn't freak out about it. He said, hey, I'm proud of my guys' effort. You chalk it up and you're angry because it's what you expected. Without Donovan Mitchell, and I tweeted about the line shifting to 11. Everybody goes, is that the first quarter? Like, no. And the Cavs, of course, covered. They even covered the original 8.5. They fought. You give them credit for that. I don't think it changes anything with JB Bickerstaff, to be honest with you. And it just adds the frustration to me that I knew Darius Garland and Max Strus and Karis LeVert to that point. They weren't as bad as they were playing. And you kind of wish that you unlocked them a little bit earlier. Imagine if that was game 1 last night. You're feeling a lot different. It's not. Now you're on the brink of elimination. It's all about timing. It's water under the bridge. Don't know what's going to happen tomorrow night. I think I probably got a feeling. I'm trying to guard against it as a Cavs fan. And we sit here. We have plenty more conversation about Garland and Strus and everything else. But I promised everybody I was going to get to this early today. And there'll be a lot of clips for you, Ryan, to send out to the people here because I think we need to have this conversation about LeBron James. So he shows up last night. Fans are, give him the round of applause as they should. And I think it's very interesting that he wanted to come back for this game. Rich Paul was there, sure. The first reaction I had was, I don't think he's going back to Miami for a playoff game. You know what I mean? Like, there's something that I read what he's doing here. The first thing we've got to remember about LeBron, there is no coincidence with him. He is very smart, and he knows what he's doing. So I first do subscribe that there was a reason he was there last night. What is that reason? What people want to jump onto is him coming back to the Cavs and Bronny's at the NBA Combine and the dream that some people have. Okay, I'll listen to that. Where I'm going to pour some cold water on this whole thing is, I think there's a possibility that he is just using you and the Cavs as a pawn in his game with the Lakers. I understand LeBron does everything for a reason. One of the things LeBron likes to do is remind the team that he plays on the power that he has and holding them accountable to make sure they bring in the players that are going to help win a championship. He loves doing that. What fan base would be the one to get this all riled up, to force the Lakers or remind the Lakers about? It would have been Cleveland, not Miami. I know Miami's not even playing right now. I understand that. But of course, he was going to pick the Cavs. Don't be that gullible. You got to understand, I think he's using us. I think he's using Cavs fans who he knew was going to get on social media and blow this up to something that it's maybe not. That's what LeBron wants. He wants all the rumors today about coming back to Cleveland and about his son getting drafted. He wants that not actually because he's going to come back to the Cavs, because he wants to hold the power over the Lakers. He is in a power struggle with the Lakers, and he wants to remind them of the options that he has. I'd love to believe the dream that he wanted to come back and see this Cavs team. And I jokingly sent a tweet. He's probably sitting there saying, man, I could really help this team. Or, man, if I was out there, they probably would have won that game. And isn't it a little just twist of fate that Donovan Mitchell was not in that game? Because if you want to bring LeBron back, there's a chance that Donovan Mitchell's not on this team. And LeBron got a look of potentially what that team would be, maybe even without Jared Allen. And I'm sure he sat there and thought, dude, I could get that team over the hump. I know that that's a team I'd be able to push to a finals, right? I get he's 37. I understand that it's not quite the same as it was 10 years ago.
37. Isn't he older than that?
39, maybe? Maybe.
I
You're
wish he was
probably
still
right.
37.
Maybe he is. I think maybe, 39.
39.
Pushing 40. But let's not forget that LeBron is a master manipulator. And that comes off as a negative thing when you say somebody's manipulative. Like, that's usually an inherently negative thing. I'm not saying that in a bad way. LeBron knows the game. LeBron knows this game maybe better than anybody. So I'd love to jump on board with a lot of people and just say, man, he wanted to scout the Cavs and he wanted to come back to grease the wheels. And Rich Paul maybe been talking to the Cavs on. Believe it. And I don't want to rob people from that either, Ryan. If you want, and I know you are that way, I want you to believe.
But who says it can't be both?
It could be. It could be. What is the best thing for LeBron? Really, you keep your options open. You always want to have the most amount of options so you can pick the right one that fits for you. What is LeBron's end game? What is his ultimate goal right now? That is another championship. That's it. And I really, frankly, in his career, that's all he's cared about. The other accolades come along with that. LeBron is a championship-minded guy. And I'm sure he looks at the Lakers and has a lot of tangible evidence to say, I can't win a championship there. I can't with that current team. So let me go back. Let me stir this pot up a little bit to either make the Lakers become a championship contending team, or I go find somebody else that can be. There's contracts. There's a lot of money that's involved. That's not as quick as a snap of the finger. It's not like LeBron's sitting there saying, I get to pick wherever I want to go. It's never that easy. So I want people to, I don't want to rob people of their dream. If your dream is truly LeBron to come back for the fairy tale ending, fine. I fully admit I'm on the other side. I just don't see it happening. Would I welcome him back? Sure, why not? Of course. I just don't think that's going to happen. And I think he's using Cavs fans a little bit with this. Of course he was going to come back to Cleveland at a home game, knowing that social media was going to go nuts. That Cavs fans, us talking about it, was going to start getting this cycled on up. Was going to get it going. And Cleveland is the one place more than anywhere that was going to happen. This town's good for a lot of things. One of the things, we blow some stuff up when it comes to sports.
But how do we even know that was the main reason LeBron was in Cleveland?
I'd love to know the real reason.
I heard, and I don't know, that there was a charity thing for him.
I believe that.
And maybe this was, okay, I'm already in Cleveland. Why would I not go see a good playoff game?
And to your point, what you're bringing up might be true, that it's none of this. That it's none of coming back to the Cavs, and it's none of it of holding the Lakers, I say hostage, but like sending them a message. He could have just been coming through town, didn't have anything to do last night, and he said, I'll go to the Cavs
But you're
game.
telling me, if we're talking about his ultimate goal is to win a championship, and I'm sure you're going to agree with me on this, but you're telling me he's not sitting there watching this Cavs team, see the potential that's there, and look at the Pacers and the Knicks, that one of those teams is going to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah.
I could cakewalk myself with this team to the finals. I'm getting the hell out of the West.
But that's another factor in this too. And he's a human being. LeBron is human. He sat there, and you know that it ran through his head at least one point that he goes, man, if I was on this team or if I was a part of it. And the vibe of being back in the building, I think it's different than the first time, right? There was so much negativity. There was a lot of venom. But to be in that building, to have his wife there. And there's also the connection. Yes, I know Khloe Kardashian was there as well, and they were wearing Tristan Thompson jerseys and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of other reasons that he might have been there. But you know it ran through his head for a second. You know it ran through to go, if I was just out there playing with these guys. LeBron at this stage of his career can't do it by himself anymore. Now, he's still good for 25 and 10 any given night, right? He's still that good. And he sees this Cavs team, and his mind probably does start to wander a little bit. Do they, and again, as smart as LeBron is off the court, he's on the court. He knows what he needs. He knows what a good team around him looks like. And yeah, Anthony Davis is an elite player when healthy and when he plays to that level. But what does LeBron need? Seriously, what is the perfect team around LeBron? Well, we saw it a little with Kyrie Irving. He needs a dynamic point guard. That's number one.
It could still be Darius.
It could be. It could certainly still be Donovan Mitchell. What does he need? Wing shooters around him. Again, you get that game from Max Strus. You believe that it could be him. You need a post presence. Now, he has that with Anthony Davis.
What you need is Isaac Okoro to be able to shoot three. That would be perfect.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the ideal thing with Okoro, and he's on my list of reasons. Like, I real quick to divert, real quick, where's this hate coming from Isaac Okoro? Did people get some misnomer about Isaac Okoro?
It's just he's had 2 bad games shooting.
Yeah, but
no, I'm not.
I know you're not, but it's like if you're leaning on Isaac Okoro to splash 4 threes, you ain't gonna win anything. I'm telling you that right now. He's a defensive guy that if you hope he can hit a 3 here and there, when he's wide open, take them. Sure, he hits a couple, that's fine. I don't understand the Isaac Okoro dislike, and I'm a big Isaac Okoro fan. I love him on this team. But anyway, as LeBron sits there and pieces this all together, does he feel like the Cavs are a better option? And also understanding that it is still LeBron, but Ryan, it's not like there's 29 other teams vying for his services. It's still a limited list and also possibilities, right? Again, what team does he fit? Like, it's not like he can just walk in and go, I'll go wherever I want. That's not
even
that simple.
Even if you're talking about this Cavs team has a limited ceiling with Donovan Mitchell being your superstar, and I don't know, you could factor in it wasn't because of health,
sure,
whatever. But even if you get LeBron on this team, I mean, there's no denying that.
He'd be better.
Imagine how much he would help the development of guys like Darius and especially a guy like Evan Mobley.
Oh, I got to tell you, the tweets I already got, Ryan, is that he'd come in and suck the life out of this team, and he's a ball hog, and he wouldn't do it.
Dude,
if you do that to win a championship, I don't give a damn.
Every single player he's played with, he's made better.
Oh, he's gotten a lot of players and coaches paid. I want that book. I want a book one day of the list of guys, coaches, and players that he's gotten hired, paid, or fired.
I want Evan Mobley
list.
attached to LeBron's hip doing every single workout he is with him every single morning.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the other thing about this LeBron dream that some have. Would he come here, you'd have a 2-year run and then be in no better spot? Now, that is a trade for a potential championship. I'll make that trade any day of the week. You know, there was a graphic, right?
That's what I've been
where they
saying.
Put the best winning percentage over the last decade of baseball, football, and basketball. So it tells you who basically the elite. Like over the last 3 years, it's been the Dodgers, the Chiefs, and let me go pull that list up.
It was the Dodgers. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I sent it out. It was interesting because the Guardians were higher than I think a lot of us even understood.
And it was Golden State.
Right, exactly. So the elite, Dodgers, Golden State, and the Chiefs. The second, Astros, Celtics, Patriots. Third, Yankees. Who the hell's that logo? What basketball team is that? Is that the Clippers? And then the Steelers. Right. And then fourth was the Guardians, the Packers, and the Bucks. So the cool thing on that, when you think about the Guardians, they're equal to the Packers and the Bucks. That's pretty damn good. Now, they don't have a championship. They don't. Now, I know the Packers don't either recently, but the Bucks do. And you sit there and you wonder about like how well they've played and over the last couple of years and what that has meant to the team. Sure. But you think about the options that LeBron has and what makes the most amount of sense for him. I would make that trade for 2 years of relevancy to try to go win a championship versus 10 years of a high winning percentage. That's any day of the week.
And I think that's the issue that a lot of people have with it is they're so scared of being basement dwellers. But I would rather have 1, 2, 3 years of a legitimate shot in the conversation to go win a championship. And then if the next 2 years, I have to do a pseudo rebuild, whatever.
You're scarred on how LeBron is left because he leaves a wake of destruction behind him.
The Rams, they've been down the last 2 years. Do you think they regret that trade at all? They went all in. They got a Super Bowl championship.
They still made the playoffs this year.
That's how it goes. I mean, I would rather have that window with a guy like LeBron, even if he's declining, he's almost 40, he's still that good. And if he leaves us again, people like to say he leaves us in a wake of destruction. I mean, so be it. If I could go get a championship.
It's worth it. It is 100%. 2 for Tuesday, always 2 questions, 2 answers. Let's post our first one. Are you buying this LeBron to Cleveland hype? Are you buying this at all? It's simple yes or no. I want you to buy it. That's fine. I'm not buying it. I'm just not. I'm not blaming LeBron. I'm not making him out to be a bad guy. I see the game that he is playing. I think he's using you as a pawn. I think he is.
I get what you're saying, and I'm not saying you're wrong because everything he does is calculated. He
knows exactly what he's doing.
But I just don't see a route, and I'm sure somebody could explain it to me and totally flip my mind on this, I'm sure. But I don't see the route of the Lakers in the next year being a real championship contender.
Well,
Who are they getting?
Well, Bronny. And I'm not talking about that from winning a championship, but that now factors into LeBron.
Sure.
Because a lot of people wanted to jump on that to say.
But then why can't why can't he do both? Come to Cleveland, we'll draft Bronny.
That's where the push is now all of a sudden, right? The fact that he did that on the day that Bronny was in Chicago at the NBA Combine.
They would do that in a heartbeat. Who else are you getting in the second round?
No, I have no issue with that. You're right. I have zero issue with anybody taking Bronny knowing that that's going to help get LeBron. I think the biggest question that I had about Bronny was, would some team step in just to screw with LeBron or screw with the NBA? No. I don't know. You and I kind of differ on that. I could see a team doing that. And the other thing, and there's so many good points about this that I've seen across social media about the hype on Bronny, he's really a fringe player, but he's not because of who his dad is. Like, and a part of it makes me feel bad. That kid is 19 years old. And I got people making fun of his height on Twitter. I got people ripping the fact, he went perfect on a 3-point drill where there's nobody defend.
Yeah,
like, leave the poor kid alone. For the love of God, leave him alone. He's got enough on his plate, man. He's got the heart issues. He's trying to. And the other thing people just want to forget and cast aside, he was clearly good enough to get a scholarship to USC. Oh, it's because of his dad. All right, I guess they just hand out things for the NBA Combine. All right, everybody that has a son, they get to go to the NBA Combine because of their dad. No, come on, you got to. He's still an all right player. Yes, is he the second coming of LeBron? Probably not. Probably not.
No, it's Bryce.
I've heard good things about Bryce. I've heard he's very good. Right, like that stuff wears so thin for me. The kid is 19 years old. Leave him alone. And he and his brother and his sister were born into this level of hype and the LeBron James family. And LeBron is a worldwide athlete, right? It's not just he's playing basketball, he's making movies, he's got all these other things. They were born into this. I understand that. But now it all just comes to a head. People are just trying to rip Bronny. Leave him alone. Seriously, leave him the hell alone. And I know that there's a bigger key in this about him going to play with LeBron and what that might mean for LeBron's future. I just want to send this out to a lot of people. Leave Bronny the hell alone, okay? Don't worry about what he's doing at the Combine. Don't worry about where he's going to get drafted. I'm reading articles this morning, Ryan, on CBS Sports where they go, the fall of Bronny James. The fall? What are you talking about? Well, he was at USC and at one time felt like he was a top 15 prospect. Now he's a fringe second rounder. Leave him alone.
My brother had cardiac arrest.
Seriously, cardiac arrest. Leave him alone. But it all gets swept up here with LeBron. And yes.
Hey, man.
I
That's
understand.
what happens when you're royalty.
And that's what it is. I get it. But it's also an element of LeBron choosing to come to the Cavs yesterday on the day that Bronny was going to be in the news. And the importance of him wanting to play alongside LeBron, that factors into all of this. And that goes back to my point about I think this is more about LeBron kind of poking the Lakers on this.
Come on, Matt. Think about how much footage they got last night for the 30 for 30 that comes out when he retires in Cleveland and they win a championship.
Great. I hope I'm available for interviews if they want me to sit down. I'll sit down like Jordan. I'll sit there, I'll have a nice cigar, have a little pour of whiskey.
You weren't at the game. You got to get somebody at the game.
Oh, I'm talking about prior stuff with LeBron. I know it. I'll sit there. And I took that personally. I'm available. I'm just saying. I think there's a bigger ploy at play here with LeBron. He knows what he's doing. I'm not saying anything he's doing is wrong either. We know this probably better than any fan base, right? This is what LeBron, and that's part of what you accept when you have LeBron. Now, there are a lot of people on the anti-LeBron side of things that say, I don't want to sign up for all this bull crap because I'm not getting 34-year-old LeBron. I'm not getting LeBron in his prime.
What's the bull crap?
No matter where, it's the same thing. Whoever they hire as a head coach, there's going to be a lot of okay. Let's just dream for a second that LeBron James comes to the Cavs. To our Twitter question this morning, are you buying the hype? If you're voting yes, and he comes back to Cleveland. Okay. Number one, this roster will not be this roster.
Correct.
And in fact, I would probably say you don't have Donovan Mitchell here.
Which, I mean, at the end of the day, all right.
Okay. You might not have Jared Allen. I don't know, right? See how it plays. Okay.
You could keep him.
So number one, you hit a streak of bad basketball. it'll instantly be like, oh, no matter what you think now, we'd be better off with Donovan Mitchell. Oh my God, we should have never got rid of this guy.
But it doesn't matter because that's what people talk about anytime anything happens.
I'm saying you get my point here. This is what you bring on. Then the head coach. Every head coach that LeBron had, this scrutiny. Now, he's been in LA, which carries different weight than anywhere else, but you're signing back up for that. Then you are also signing back up for LeBron doing what he's doing to the Lakers right now. He's going to hold the franchise accountable for bringing in players and doing what they need. They have no assets. They have nothing. They don't have draft picks to make this work. If he comes here on a contract, you're not going to have a lot of cap space. It's not going to be like the first time. It's not like that where you already have Kyrie Irving. You're able to pull off the Kevin Love trade, and you're still able to spend money to bring guys in. That ain't happening again. Not in the new NBA, not in this new CBA. So there is just that inherent thing that you grab with LeBron. Now, for majority of his career, you accepted that trade-off because he's LeBron. He's going to elevate you to a championship level. Question has to be had. Can he still do that at, what do we officially find out, 39 years old?
Well, didn't you just say this year they would go to the championship?
If LeBron was on this Cavaliers team, I feel like that's another great question on 2 for Tuesday. If LeBron was on this team, you would have to probably put sans Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Like, that's blood money, though, right there. If you had LeBron on this team instead of Donovan Mitchell, do you feel like they'd be going to the finals?
Yes.
Okay, you feel that?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
I do.
Okay. Would you feel that? I mean, assuming, again, LeBron is still healthy and all that kind of stuff, you get him back next year, that. The other thing you got to remember, LeBron in the regular season, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's not going to play every game.
That's fine.
He's only going to care for the playoffs. But then you have to ask, is this team built enough to keep it afloat while he's missing games? That's why I think that's one of the biggest issues that the Lakers have, was that the games that LeBron takes off, a lot of those games, Anthony Davis was also out. And you got a low seed. You had to go through the play-in tournament. And I don't think he wants to do that either. So you got to have a team that's built enough that he's going to take more time off in the regular season and still get a seed to not have to do the play-in tournament. That comes back to your point earlier, though. The East is easier to do that. It's going to be easier to do that in the East than it would be the West. There's a lot of, I get it. I get all the factors at play here. And I'm just going to go to our 2 for Tuesday and say, I'm not buying the hype. I'm not buying the hype. I think for Bron, this is a giant ploy and play to just poke the Lakers and hold them accountable. He knew this was going to get blown up. He knew the videos were going to get shown 10 times over. And that is a little message that he has sent to the Lakers. Now, I will also completely buy that he's keeping a door open to come back to Cleveland. And I don't know what conversations he had with anybody. I don't know about NBA tampering rules. I do know about NBA tampering rules. But again, I don't know if he talked to anybody, if Rich Paul has talked to anybody. I don't know. I believe that there is an avenue for him to come back. I just don't think that's his priority. And I think he wants the Lakers to think it is his priority. He wants the Lakers to think that this is an extremely viable option because he wants to hold them accountable. That's what I'm buying. So I'm going to vote no. Ryan, I know you're voting yes.
I already planted my stake months ago, so yeah. I can't pull it out now.
Let me do this. If I gave you the opportunity right now to change, would you or no?
No.
You're still in.
No.
You're still all in.
Call me a dreamer. No.
And that's what I'm saying. This is what it is. It's a dream. It's a hope. And I feel bad because I'm crapping on dreams. I don't want to do that.
If I already saw what the Cavs' potential ceiling is, why would I not want to just try something else?
Yeah.
That'd be more fun. And I think we'd be better off.
And LeBron is old and would suck the energy out of our young team like a black hole. No thanks.
No, that's not true one bit.
Jeremiah, adding LeBron does not get us closer to a title. LeBron at his current age and salary would be a detriment given his tendencies towards drama. He's already left this city twice.
Yeah, go look at his numbers and come back to me.
No, the numbers are solid. He's still playing at a really high level. And I said it earlier, the drama, all that other stuff, I'll take that
That's
on.
what I'm saying.
I'll bring that on. That doesn't bother me.
That's such a bad...
And if anything, we should be better prepared for it because we've been through it.
And when they say, that gets out so much on my nerves when people talk about he left us. Cry me a river. He's an NBA player who went to solidify his legacy.
The first one stung, and also think about where he'd be if he didn't.
I'm sure the first one, but after
the first one was terrible. The second one, I had no problem. I knew he was going to LA, and I said that's his dream. He wants to go play in LA.
I was young.
I have no problem with that.
I was young, of course, when he left the first time.
Oh my God, dude!
Call me crazy, but at the end of the day,
he made the right move.
He made the right move. Two, if he stays, you're not getting Kyrie Irving.
1,000%.
So why are we sitting here talking about another 4 years of him playing hero ball and not getting us a championship? He left. We got Kyrie. We're a better team. It was best for both parties, and we won a championship because of it. You're telling me an alternate universe, there's not a universe where he stays, plays his whole career here, we never win a championship.
That's the thing. It's all the path wasn't perfect, but the path still worked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not perfect, but it worked out. That was the whole story. That's where you got to winning your championship, and maybe it felt that much sweeter because of what you had to go through. It all works out.
It doesn't happen anymore. There's no Dirks, there's no Kobe's, there's no Tim Duncans. They don't play for one team their whole careers anymore.
No, but on that, and you and I have had this conversation before, I think it matters to LeBron to not go to another team.
And that's fine.
I think when you talk about his career, I think it's nice and succinct and packaged on up that he played for 3 teams in his career, and that's it. I don't believe he wants to add a 4th. So that's where, and I'm just going to make it seem like the Pelicans, right? I don't think that he would want to go play for the Portland Trail Blazers. I don't think he wants to add another team to that. So that's where you're talking Miami, which again is a very interesting one. I know there's scuttlebutt about him. Wouldn't that be something? If we somehow got into a 3-team trade with us, Miami, and the Lakers, and we sent Donovan to Miami, and LeBron came from LA, and we sent something, they sent something. Wouldn't that be something?
I just don't understand why, if he was to go to another team, that affects his legacy.
I just think he doesn't want to be one of those guys that played for 5. And I guess 3 versus 4 doesn't matter all that much.
Shaq played for like 8 teams.
I know. I don't think he wants that, though.
Michael Jordan played for the Wizards.
No, that doesn't count. That was a waste of time. That
doesn't count?
No, I'm just saying, that was coming off of retirement. You think of Michael Jordan with the Bulls.
Okay, and that's I think of LeBron with the Cavs.
So do I. I'm just saying, I don't think LeBron wants to even entertain becoming one of those guys that's gone to... He don't want to be Kevin Durant. He does not want to be Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's been on, 4 different teams? About to be 5?
Thunder,
Nets, Warriors, and now the Suns.
Yeah, that's it.
And he's going to probably be out of Phoenix now. The other thing, I'm glad you brought that up because there's one more little twist on this. The day and age of the big 3 and aligning yourself with this guy or talking to guy, that's over. That's gone. That's done. You don't see that with the new CBA and how it's laid out with max contracts and things like that. You are not going to see the way that it used to be done. You're talking about a big 2 in most cases, and then you fill out the rest of your team there. So that factors in too. As LeBron looks around, it's not like he can just go team up with Kevin Durant. It's not like not that he ever joined the Warriors. It's not like he's going to grab Steph Curry and say, hey, let's go here.
Call me crazy. I wouldn't want it on the Warriors by any means, but I would love to see him and Steph on the same team.
Yeah, but then LeBron would never do that. Because that's Steph's team. Every team, I don't think he would. No,
but if he went to another team, this is just
dreamland.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I get it. I 100% get it. So our 2 for Tuesday's up. Always 2 questions, 2 answers. First one up, are you buying this LeBron hype coming back to Cleveland? We'll update that as we go. And our second one, speaking of LeBron, he's got a lot of tattoos.
I think you should have to get one if LeBron comes home.
I started we got in this yesterday about I'll be 35 in a month. Is that too old for me to get my first tattoo? Ryan's got tattoos. I don't. So the story goes, quick story. I was in the tattoo parlor on my 16th birthday. My dad has a tattoo, and I wanted one really bad in high school. So my parents, which I think they were playing a game too, they took me almost to be like, we'll just give them this little bit. And I'm flipping through, and thank God I didn't get the tattoo that I wanted because it'd be covered up by now. And I was flipping through, and Ryan, there's barbed wire involved. And oh my God, holy good God. I look back on it now, I'm like, thank God I didn't get it that day. And I'm flipping through, and I was like, all right, I like this artist here. The guy that was, and I'm not knocking tattoo artists here. The guy kind of seems skeezy, whatever. And I picked it all out, but it was later in the afternoon. And they said straight up, they're like, yeah, we don't even know if we'd be able to get this all done today by the time we close. My parents were like, Matt, let's just come back. And never went back in again. So I was close. I'm not anti-tattoos. And I frankly have more reasons to get one. I want to get, I have this scar right here from my arm. I want to get that covered. Now to do that, I would need to, I don't want to just get a band here. I think that would look weird, right here on my elbow. So then I'd go, all right, well, maybe I'll just get a half sleeve.
There you go.
That's a lot. That's a lot of commitment, though. And what's always the knock on tattoos, right? Oh, you'll regret that one day when you're older. Or, you got to cover them up. And I think we're in a society now where they're more open, to that. I'm not getting my face tattooed. I'm not getting it on my neck. But I also just factor in to say I think I've missed my window. Isn't part of tattoos supposed to be like you're in your 20s? They're cool. I feel like I've missed a good chunk of.
No,
at the
end of the day, you should be getting if you're getting a tattoo, you should be getting it for yourself.
Oh no, and it'd be a bunch of stuff that I want to get. There'd be some Batman, mixed into there. There'd be an element that I just would want the shock on my wife's face. So one of my favorite 311 is my favorite band. So a lyric in one of my favorite songs from them is, "I write your name on my arm with India ink." So I always joked with my wife, Steph, that I would get her name tattooed, and then underneath I would put "in India ink."
There you go.
Because then I'd have her name tattooed on me in India ink.
There you go.
From 311. But it's like, that would be a joke. I've got ideas. I've thought about it.
Don't ever get divorced.
Okay. I plan not to, trust me. But, okay, I see some of these things on social media where I see these tattoos, and bro, they look incredible. They look like they're printed, like off of a computer. The depth, the color. I know things fade, and you got to take care of tattoos. So that's where I go, if I'm getting this, I don't want it to look like somebody, like a jailhouse tat. I don't want somebody with a pen going, I want it to, and then that gets expensive.
I got some contacts.
That's the other thing. I don't even know where to start on good tattoo artists if I was so interested to do it.
I got to go to for you. She's done mine. She's done my dad's whole sleeve. My brother has 2 complete sleeves.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so is she good? Because they're like regular artists. They have a niche that they're not saying they can't do everything, but they're really good in like portraits or animals or things like that, right?
No, I mean, my tattoos are completely different from my brother's and my dad's. She did
a great job.
She's incredible.
So you're adamant that 35 is not too old?
No, my dad got his first one at 50.
Damn.
I'm telling you, and it looks good.
All right. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I've been kicking around a little bit. Mostly, I just want
So what's the question? Is 35?
Is 35 too old to get your first tattoo? Yes or no? Yes or no? I just want to see where people are. And I'm assuming the vast majority would probably say no. I mean, there's all these stories about these people at 75, right? Like going in there and they're like, I've just always wanted one and I get one. Yeah. And it would be on my arm. There would be an element of like, it's not like I'm trying to hide this. And I think I would probably go to an nth degree. There's also something, and I have a lot of friends that have tattoos. They tell you once you get your first one, it can be addicting. Where you're like, I can't wait to get my next one.
Yeah,
I want to get this.
Yeah, to a point.
Yeah. You like, because I do like artwork. I have a lot of stuff in my basement.
I mean, think about it. Why do people have multiple kids? It hurts so bad the first time, but you enjoy it so much, you totally disregard the pain.
It's worth it, right? Yeah, it's worth. And the other thing,
it doesn't even hurt. It doesn't even hurt.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the pain thing is not a factor for me. You got to sit there, and I know some areas hurt worse than others, but deal with it. But then I see some of the horror stories. I don't know why. I got aggregated on on my Instagram feed that I saw. So those blackout tattoos are like the new thing. Like MGK got that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No. But bro, this chick, she got it done. She lifted her arm up. There was a sack of the ink underneath her skin. And I guess the caption said something like she didn't take care of it properly, or she went and worked out and like it started sweating, but it ruined her tattoo.
I believe it.
And again, that's a different level and all that kind of stuff. But I've been poking around. I'll be interested to see what people say about that. I'm assuming like it's going to be a lot of people saying, no,
nobody's going to say no.
You're good. You're good. So I'll retweet that.
Nobody's going to say yes.
I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with it. It's 35 too old. All right, votes are in. Start getting it at Matt Fontana 83 or at Matt Fontana 83. I retweeted, but you can also follow at Matt Fontana Show. All right, I want to turn back to the Cavs before we go around the association, some Browns news with the schedule, and we'll get into the guards as well. You saw what this team looked like without Donovan Mitchell. And as much as we've talked about LeBron on him looking at this team, maybe scouting this team last night, Ryan, there's another element that I've not heard discussed a little bit. What did last night mean to Donovan Mitchell? Me, Donovan Mitchell, and everybody knows that he is the most important player to this franchise. He is the face of your franchise. He is your best player. And very clearly, you're not going very far without him. Now, I have tried my hardest to avoid the conversation of what is going to happen next month into the offseason Because frankly, I think it's an exercise in futility. There's no point in trying to decide what Donovan Mitchell's going to do when he doesn't even know what he's going to do. But you watch it, what would you say up until last night has been the biggest knock about the Cavs with Donovan Mitchell? He has no help, specifically in the playoffs. He has no help. So then you watch a game last night where you finally saw your role players do their job and do it, frankly, pretty well. You know, you wanted some more from Strus. I know Dave, Big Play Dave, had a $500 bet. Bad beat. About over 5.5 threes from Strus. Did he not have 5 in the first, quarter and a half?
Yeah, he had a whole half to hit one more.
And then fouled out, didn't even get it, whatever. So you saw Strus step up. You saw Garland step up. Mobley had a fine game. Karis LeVert, sure. Does that then flip something in Donovan Mitchell's mind to say, see, there it is? You ever see the movie Hook with Robin Williams? No. Good flick. And the whole point of that movie is that Robin Williams is Peter Pan, but he doesn't know that he's Peter Pan. And they got to teach him to become Peter Pan so he can save his kids. There's a line in the movie where one of the lost boys, Robin Williams is sitting there, he's all dejected. And he goes, there you are, Peter. That's what I feel like with this Cavs team. I'm like, there you are,
okay,
Max.
well, it goes back to the...
There you are, Darius.
It goes back to whether them stepping up was, again, I'll use these words, coincidental or consequential.
Well, okay, so that's the thing. It just reminded Donovan Mitchell and maybe to myself, they really are not that bad. Like, if they had just an absolute ass of a game last night, you go, they just suck. They're just not good. That's my whole point. Going into that game, Donovan Mitchell was probably of the same belief that I was. These guys suck. These guys are not good. What they were is no more. Darius Garland threw in the injury. Strus threw the injury. They have lost it. It's gone. They'll never find it again. But oh, wait. They show up and play last night, and you go, there it is. There it is. Is that enough to flip Donovan Mitchell to believe that they can be it and that he will stay here? Because all this scuttlebutt is him leaving, and the executives are saying, oh, yeah, they think he's out of there. They think he's out of her. I truly don't think Donovan has an idea. He has an idea. What I'm saying is he has not made his decision yet. And all of these things that will happen, how the Cavs played last night, how they approach maybe this coaching search, all that factors into Donovan making his decision. So you see how that game played out last night. Would you not think that tips the meter back towards him staying? When he goes, it just there it is. Now, is it too little too late? Well, yeah, very clearly, right? What are you going to do? But if it sways it a little bit just to remind him that they still can shoot or that there's still these pieces, knowing that the team's going to change. This offseason, no matter what, they're not running it back. They can't. They're going to slide that contract on over to Donovan Mitchell. He's either going to sign it or not. If he doesn't, he's getting traded. What happens with Jared Allen? I've seen the Brandon Ingram rumors going around now. I'd welcome him on this team at, was it 28 or $38 million?
Well, I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to ask you about this because everybody's talking because, of course, all eyes are on Darius Garland, especially when Donovan Mitchell's out. And you need him to be the guy. And he dropped 30. Can't complain about that.
Nope.
But he did it on 27 shots.
Well, that comes back to what else are you going to do? And you're exactly right. Donovan plays, he's not putting up 27 shots. I get it.
And that's not efficient at all.
My thing
was there was as bad as the refs were, I'm not going to say that's why they lost the game. I'm not going to say that. The first half, the first quarter turnovers were just mind-boggling. That was so
well, that's when you saw the game turn, it's when Boston stopped turning the basketball over too.
Exactly.
You saw that, yeah.
And there was plenty of missed layups, plenty of missed shots from Evan Mobley that I'm like, dude, you have to make. That dude's 4 inches smaller than you. And then just the lack of ability to box out and get a damn rebound. That's what killed you. Drew Holiday's out there getting rebounds. He had 8 in game 4 or game 3, whatever it was, and then he was getting rebounds this time. And Luke Cornett just bitching him in the paint. It's like, I just don't understand how that doesn't get fixed.
So back to the Garland point real quick, where you said, yes, he put up that point, but it was not super efficient. Would you not say you saw an element of Darius Garland shouldering the load last night and said, I will lead us to a win here?
Someone had to.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, that factors in, too, of how Donovan is viewing this. Understanding that, yeah, probably Darius, and maybe that doesn't matter because Darius ain't going to be here. Be different if Max Strus shoulder that loader. You showed, it's a lot of really tough decisions. It's a lot of really tough things for Mitchell, for the Cavs.
But then it goes
And
back. Does Darius has to be the primary ball handler if he's good? He can't play off the ball.
Well, I mean, I think you're staring down the barrel of that change. And the thing is, it comes back to maybe how I'm starting to view Darius. I don't know if it's ever going to work here again. Do you want to know exactly where I'm at with Darius Garland? This is a little unfair, but I'm sorry. It's just how I feel. He is broken. He's not the same player since he suffered that injury. And I don't think it's going to work in Cleveland anymore.
Well, what was the same thing when Colin Sexton was here? He was the primary ball handler. He got hurt. Darius came out, and that's when he blossomed. I don't know if he can play not being the primary ball handler. And you're not going to not have Donovan be that.
Right. Now, that situation will remedy itself if Donovan says no. And then the other thing, the Cavs are in these inner circles. So they know better than you, me, Ryan, about where LeBron is truly at. And I have made my stance known. I think that this is a giant pot-stirring thing from LeBron to push the Lakers. The Cavs will have a better idea how true or false that statement is. I believe they've talked to Rich. Why? Rich Paul represents some players on the Cavs. He represents Darius Garland. They'd be sitting out talking Garland. Let's go, hey, man. Just give us a wink. Okay. Is he interested? Okay. That's it. There's games to be played. Brian Windhurst on Unsportsmanlike this morning. Shout out to them. Quote. But let me start with this. Wendy said several executives were curious about LeBron's activities after he visited Cleveland last night. This is from Wendy and Unsportsmanlike this morning. I will say this. The first thing I thought of this moment 10 years ago where LeBron showed up to a game in Cleveland where he was a player for the Heat and he showed up for Z's jersey retirement.
And he came back that summer.
He got in a private plane, flew from Chicago to Cleveland on an off night, and Pat Riley was not happy. A few months later, LeBron signs with the Cavs. Wendy, he's extremely strategic, talking about LeBron, and I wish I could tell you I knew exactly what he's doing. I don't pretend to know, but he's got to be up to something. I buy that. Why would he do that? You know, Wendy said that executives sent him that gift.
I'm sure they did.
Could you imagine getting text from NBA GMs and they go, now why would they do that?
Wasn't that was for Mitchell,
Gobert?
right?
No, it was Gobert.
Well, wasn't it?
Well, no.
Yeah,
it was the precursor to the Rudy Gobert trade. Because Utah made some weird move. Like they released like a rotation guy. And everybody goes, that is super weird. And he's sitting, I think, on Get Up.
Yeah.
And he goes, now, why would they do that? And I think either that afternoon or the next day, they ripped the Rudy Gobert trade. Mm-hmm. And you just understand that Utah was tearing it down. So he saw them. I don't know why. Was it Jared Vanderbilt? I don't remember. Some player like that. They made a move, and everybody's scratching their head going, why the hell would they do that? And Wendy goes. And now we have that in the lexicon forever. I love Wendy's. But, yeah, I believe LeBron is up to something. He doesn't do this on a whim. To your point, maybe a charity event. He was obviously with the Kardashians. Well, he wasn't like with the Kardashians. It's not like he was sitting next to Khloe. And I think it probably means something for Savannah to come back too. You know, Akron up back. Okay, there's one other guy. It didn't look like Savannah was having a good time. No, sure. Am I missing that? Like LeBron, can I really read into something? Why didn't he stand up? When they introed him and he did the, this, why didn't he stand up?
No, he's
Don't you stand up and like wave or something?
He was giving love. He did that. And then,
I know he did, but I thought he would.
And he put on the crown.
Yeah. I thought he'd stand up. Whatever. Savannah did not look like she was having a good time. It did not. I'm just saying. Like, whatever. But I think it was maybe partly to gauge the interest of Cavs fans too. And I'm in a great spot with LeBron. And I hope most people are too. I appreciate him. He's the greatest athlete. Him and Jim Brown are the two greatest athletes to ever play in my town. I didn't see Jim Brown. I saw LeBron James. And I'm always happy for that.
To me, I think what it really boils down to is if him coming doesn't hurt our chances of winning a championship, and in fact, I think it increases it, then why would I not want to sit here and watch the greatest player to ever touch a basketball play for my hometown one last time?
Well, what does he want to do? Does he want to have the nostalgia victory lap tour, or does he want to try to go win a championship? Now, you could say you have both of that here, and he's got a better look at it here. There's another factor at play for this, too. Even if, let's just say that the Cavs and the Lakers are dead even equal, right? In LeBron's mind,
Sure.
they offer the same amount of stuff. There's an element of fatigue about I've been in LA now for 6 years.
Yeah.
6 years. Now, I know he lives there and his kids go to school there and he's living that dream. But part of the factor, too, about where he stays, it's been 6 years and a championship, too. But there's a little fatigue of, like, the grass being greener on the other side. Maybe that's something. And that's, I think, what drew LeBron back the first time, right? He's sitting there, Miami, you see what's happening. It's getting torn down. Grass is greener. I have to go play with these guys. Hell yeah, I'm on board, and I'm going to go to 8 straight finals. Sure, worked out. I wonder if that's a factor at play, too. Even if, again, the Lakers and the Cavs, same players, same cap space, whoever the new coaches are, all that kind of stuff, they're on equal footing. There's something to be said that he's been in L.A. Maybe he's a little sick of that. Talking about the Lakers not being in L.A. I don't know. Maybe he's sick of L.A. too. Traffic is a bitch out there, man. And LeBron, come on back, man. It's not that bad. Somebody said he left early to avoid the traffic. I don't think LeBron's got to worry about sitting in traffic. I think he gets that police escort on that. But the heart yearns, man. Maybe the heart yearns. And it's always a factor of, yes, I know he's not from Cleveland. He's from Akron. Does he view himself a Clevelander or is he, whatever?
Nick, I saw one of Nick's tweet this morning. And, oh, my God, could you imagine this? Week 1, LeBron's banging the guitar at the Browns game.
Well, the other thing, a lot of people are dreaming about him making the announcement. Like, how would he do it or what would he do? And I'm so remiss that we have had this conversation all morning for 40 minutes, 50 minutes about.
Come on, him and Miles were working out. They can put something together. Miles announces it.
What's his deal? What's LeBron's contract? Doesn't he have another year?
I think he's the option. Though.
He has a player option. He has a player option. Yeah, that's right, because he's going to decline that.
Yes.
And
I'm saying, dude.
Would there have to be a sign and trade there? I guess it's LeBron. If anybody's powerful enough to be like, no, it'd be him.
Like, I'm not going to pretend I know the logistics.
Okay, I want to put this officially on the record. When it comes to LeBron, at this moment in time, I'm not believing it. I'm not. I think he was using last night to send a message to the Lakers. I think he's using Cavs fans as a pawn in this game.
He is the king.
But I will well done. But I will tell you this. You get me one little more something. You get me one more little sprinkle of a rumor, him showing up somewhere else. I'll jump on board with you.
Just get him a galley boy. He'll remember.
I'll jump on
Swenson's in L.A. He loves Swenson's.
That's a damn good point.
He loves Swenson's.
Damn good point. You got to get that, right? They had to have brought him up for him like that, man. You can't come through town and not jump on that, right? Come on now.
He definitely
milkshakes and fries. Boy. Hell yeah, buddy. You know he did. Come on now. You give me one more thing over the next month. I'll jump on board with you. I'll come on over with you. You give me one more, a little sprinkling, a little rumor, a little something. Rich Paul said this, whatever.
There's plenty of room.
Just give me something. Give me something. How that plays out, don't know. What that means for the Cavs, what that means for Donovan, I don't know. But you just give me one more little thing.
All right.
And I'll jump on board with you. All right, flip it over. Browns, Guardians. All right, Guards. Bat show. What a late. I fell asleep. I was like, dude, nothing other. We're getting no hit for a while. You explode for 7 runs over the 8th and 9th inning. 2-run singles from Jose Ramirez. Well done, Tanner Bybee. Gutty, bro. And Nick freaking Sandlin. Bases loaded, getting out of that. I did watch that. Well done for the Guards. Get back on track here. That's all I ask. We'll get a boot. Well, we got our Manzardo. Bro, he came up, I think, in the 7th inning. And it was 2 outs, and I think a runner at third. And I was just sniffing. I go, he's going to go yard here. And he didn't. But Manzardo Busto going on with typical. Let me tell you about that, folks. Every single Guardians game, we're doing the same thing. It is a Guards money line Kyle Manzardo parlay boost. You jump in that. You might potentially win that. And on any given night, it's plus 800, plus 900, whatever. You could win that boost. And then you'll be entered for a chance to win tickets to go over and watch the Cleveland baseball team in action. You're a new customer. I'll get you some protected bets here to get going. Go to Tipico. Code Fontana 150 when you sign up. You deposit $150. I know that's a lot. I know that. But you will get 2 $75 protected bets. Place it on some NBA tonight, some NHL playoffs, which have been so great, baseball, whatever. 2 $75 protected bets. You build up your bankroll a little bit, and then you're on your way to the cashback rewards. It is I'm telling you, industry-wide, they're the best. Tipico is so great when it comes to their cashback rewards. Why? Number one, easily attainable. You place your bets like normal. Now, there are some terms and conditions and there's some parameters. But I'll tell you, right, dude, let me put it this way. I'm going to go back at least 3 months here. I don't know a bet that I placed in 3 months that did not get me closer to my cashback reward. Seriously, I do not know a bet from me personally as a casual bettor. I don't know a bet in 3 months that didn't get me closer to my cashback rewards. That's number one. Number two, no games to be played about what you cash it in for or what token you get. It goes right back to you. It's that simple. The bars are right there. You see it. You fill it up right there in your account. It's so easy to do. Then the boosts have not slowed down. They're across the board for all the sports. You know, we do our boosts for the Cavs. We do all these other things. Tipico is where it's at, folks. Use that code Fontana150 when you sign up, and that's for new customers. And then for current customers, people that have bet with us, you're on your way to cashback rewards. And what do I see on our Twitter last night, Ryan? We're giving away bonus credits to people. That was last night. We don't do that every night. But I tell you, there's a lot of options. So follow us at Big Play. Like last night was, you showed us a $20 ticket for the game, and the first 5 people to respond, I think we hooked them up some bonus credits there. So we got it for you, with Tipico, with us here at Big Play. They're the best. Get signed up today and get rolling.
Shefty tweeted the Windhorst meme. Is that enough for you to come on the ship?
When did he tweet it?
Just now.
About what?
About Brian Windhorst talking about LeBron.
Oh. What does Shefty know? I'm not doubting Adam Schefter. What does he know?
How about this stat, though? I want to tell you this. Did you know this? Last time the Guardians had back-to-back shutouts?
2020.
2020?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I didn't know that. 2020. Yeah, I mean, that's not like an extremely fluky stat. I think when you talk about shutouts and no-hitters, it's more about the other team and their approach. Now, the Rangers had damn good looks at it. You're talking about bases loaded and 1 out and you didn't score a run. That's like a cardinal sin in baseball. You can't do that. So I look at it from the other team. But again, Tanner Bybee, good. I mean, fought through it. So well done on the guards. Schedule release, Browns, Cowboys, and Tom Brady in town. Is that going to... You want to know... My mind works in weird ways. Just ask my wife. But why do I think all of a sudden that could be a ticket that in a couple years, Darren Rovell is on Twitter going, ooh, a ticket from Tom Brady's first broadcast, Cowboys, Browns. Now, I know they don't hand out paper tickets anymore. I think you can go get one printed if you really want to, but everything's on your phone. There's no... Can I sell a screenshot? Can I sell a screenshot as an NFT?
Into an NFT.
Yeah, I'll turn it into an NFT of a screenshot of Tom Brady's first game. The first game announced, you're home against the Cowboys. Number one, I love when the season opener is also your home opener. You know, no matter how that first game goes, I think there's just more magic around it. There's just something special about starting the season. Now, that being said, it is the Cowboys.
And it's big. You don't got to go to AT&T, man.
Well, it's $425, too. People don't like that. Especially for home games, you like a little structure, routine, and everybody's just used to 1 o'clock games, right? So I get that. That's massive, though. You're on the stage, and the NFL, man, don't they just command everything where they're just sprinkling these games out, all right? You get the Ravens, Chiefs. Now, week 2, you get Chiefs, Bengals. Who thought it was a good idea to put the Jets on Monday Night Football in week 1 after Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, week 1 Monday Night Football last year? Did that factor in at all? Nothing? I get it. He's going back to the Bay Area. He's going back to Cali. I probably wouldn't have done that, but I don't handle the schedule for the NFL. I also wonder if we'll get another leak on the Browns today before the full schedule comes out tomorrow. We'll have a lot of reaction to that on Thursday, because it'll come out tomorrow night. But, dude, the NFL just puts on master classes of just how to dominate the news cycle, and they're just sprinkling these games on out. Now, you know who the opponents are. It's just about when you play them. And the big thing about primetime games and if you're going to London or not. We know the Brazil game's not happening. We know other national games not on the docket. Are you going to go to London to face the Jags? You're on the schedule for that. Browns' strength of schedule, one of the hardest in the NFL. By some metrics, it is the hardest. But there's still something to be said about, when you play these teams. One gripe would be that it's not a division game. And I'm sure that early in the season, you like to get a lot of your division games. I like to start with one, and I don't even know if I like to end with one, but I definitely like getting out of the gate strong What I'd ideally like is the Steelers. I think they're going to be a little susceptible this year. And you come out of the gate ripping against them. You get Dallas, who I think is a little overrated. Maybe. There's drama with Dak and all that, but you're going to have to face Micah Parsons.
Good.
In week 1.
Good.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes,
You're going to have both, and whoever your starting tackles are going to be are coming off of an injury, as is my quarterback. I don't want to face Micah Parsons in week 1.
Smack he was talking. We got to shut him up week 1.
And I know the video got sent about Njoku, and I love David for sticking up for this town and for the Browns stuff. No, absolutely not.
Yes.
I am not. I am man enough to say I will run from that game. I don't want Micah Parsons in week 1.
Don't care.
Let me get into the season.
I
want to ramp up. I'd rather face somebody that I can just kick the living hell out of in week 1.
Nope. Baptized by fire.
Stop it. No. No, not Micah Parsons.
Dude, what? Why are you so scared of Micah Parsons?
Because he's good.
I understand he's good. I don't care.
I do not want to see him come off that edge against DeJuan Jones or Jack Conklin.
DeJuan Jones shut down
and
TJ
just
Watt.
smack him. And just smack Deshaun Watson on his shoulder. I don't want to see that.
It's not going to happen.
Okay. God, I hope. This team's got enough moving parts that I would have liked a nice little tune-up.
Nope.
You're going to get Deshaun Watson for a quarter of preseason football. And you're going to, I get where you're coming from. Throw him into the fire. We know how this season's going to go. Am I running scared? Am I fanning scared? Hell yeah, I am.
Nope. No,
I'm
not scared of podcast Micah.
But because especially, it is a big part about when you catch these teams, right? Like, and you could say early in the season, that might be a good time to come up on somebody. A lot of people are saying that about the Eagles, right? Like, oh, it'd be good to go to Brazil and try to catch one on the Eagles. You could be playing and it can completely flip. You could play them in week 8 and Dallas comes in 7-1, right? I get it. I don't know if I like seeing Micah Parsons. I don't know if I like that.
I do.
I don't.
You telling me they're not going to get up for that game, week 1?
Oh, the Browns
especially?
Are sure. Oh, hell yeah. And then it is obviously doubly interesting for the fact of that you get to sit there and watch how Tom Brady's going to do in the booth. I'm getting the vibe. Dude, it's like football. Like, and granted, it's the offseason. There's, whatchamacallit, rookie mini camps going on, but like, I picture sitting down on that Sunday, man, and you got Tom Brady on the tube, and how's it all going? It'll be here before you know it. It's going to be here before you know it. So it's exciting. The NFL masters at that, and we'll see what else we have starting to leak out. What does this Shefty tweet about Wendy? I want to know.
He's just trolling.
You think he's just trolling?
Yeah, because they were talking about on Get Up. He just quoted the Wendy clip.
Yeah. Why is the PGA Championship suspended at play? It's on Tuesday. Maybe practice rounds. Getting geared up for that. It's going to be fun this weekend, too. Shout out to Scotty Scheffler and his wife welcoming their son. All good. All right, let's do this. Touch our break. More. Wendy this morning goes, he has NBA executives sending the famous, now why is that meme after LeBron showed up at the Cavs last night. I'll buy that, man. The NBA circles are talking. Executives are talking.
He's coming home.
All right, man. I said give me one more thing. I will leave that door open. Give me one more thing, and I'll jump on board with it.
All right.
I'm not there yet. All right, let's catch the morning update. We'll do that when we return. We'll get to the grid. We got time hop, get to our bracket, and plenty more Cavs and LeBron to come to. What year is it? Talking about the Cavs and LeBron. Where are we at? We'll discuss it all next. Big play. Fontana Show. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. And you saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
we were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone, and at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today, all right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
Oh, we're getting some college games getting announced as well. Notre Dame, Texas A&M, August 31st. There's a lot, too, about the NFL. They're going to straight step on the NCAA playoffs, man. They don't give a damn. They don't give a
Buckeyes
damn.
news too, actually.
They don't care, man. They don't care. It's interesting. Welcome back. Fontana Show right here on Big Play. You can follow us, stream live as always every morning on Twitter, X. You can always get it at Matt Fontana Show at Big Play. We're also up on YouTube at Matt Fontana Show. And our Twitch channel at Matt Fontana Show as well. Ryan, I don't know if you got that. Maybe throw it in at the end for the morning update. NFL schedule, college schedule coming out. Let's go. Let's get it.
All right. Well, yes, we talked about it a little before the break, but the Browns will be opening their 2024-25 season at home as they welcome in the Dallas Cowboys. A 4:25 start highlighted by Tom Brady's debut broadcasting performance.
Again, I don't want to see Micah Parsons that early, but I guess you got to face him at some point. That tells you kind of where the NFL is at, too. They still view the Browns as a watchable, viewable. They didn't make that by mistake. And I know Fox bid on that game, right? Because all these games are free agents now. So Fox said that was an important game. Obviously, they can't go to New England. They suck, right? Tampa, I don't think there's a draw. So it was probably, let's call it for what it is. There's no team that is more synonymous with Fox than the Dallas Cowboys. For as long as Fox had the NFC package, and the fact that you were getting Dallas Cowboys games on the national side of things more than anybody else, nobody goes with Fox more than the Dallas Cowboys. So they probably picked them. And maybe it was just blind luck that the NFL set the schedule and it's the Browns, and Fox was so entrenched to say, we're taking Dallas week one no matter who they play. Just so happens to be the Browns, and here we are. The thing is, it's on the road, too. It's here for Dallas. Like, it's a home game for the Browns. Think Tom Brady's got a comment on the stadium situation?
No.
Does he want it on the lakefront? Does he want it in Brook? Does Tom Brady even know where Brook Park, Ohio is?
Hell no.
Probably not.
Hell no.
Probably not. But it'll be fun. I'm glad that the first game of the year is the home opener, too. I always love that.
Chero says we want all that smoke week one. He's a look at me.
Man. Careful what you ask for, man. Just be careful what you ask for.
Well, I'm asking for LeBron to come home. But anyway, we'll go to the Guardians first. Guardians, they beat the opening game against the Rangers 7-0. No run scored until the 8th inning, but Jose Ramirez finishes with 4 RBIs. First time the Guardians have gone back-to-back, shutting out their opponents since August of 2020.
Well, and we were getting no hit until when? The 5th inning? Something like that? I mean, because I saw some tweets of people. They go, You flip over as soon as the Cavs game are done, somebody tweet, they go, you're going to go over to the Guardians game, and they're getting no hit right now. Now, you turned it over. How about this? This was the first loss in 64 years, in the 64-year history of the Washington, I think, Senators, or whatever it was. They then moved to Texas Rangers, where a starter allowed no runs and no more than one hit through 7 innings, and they lost that game. That's the first time in the franchise history of Washington and Texas in 64 years that the starter went 7 innings and only giving up 1 hit or fewer, and they lost that
I feel like
game.
that's happened quite a lot for the Guardians.
Oh, the Guardians all the time, right?
Yeah.
The Guardians all the time.
Yeah.
And now that's 4 straight losses for the Rangers. Dude, they are a head case right now. And for the Rangers, a little hangover from potentially winning the World Series. I don't know. Michael Lorenzen, 1 hit over 7 innings and no hit for 5 1/3 before we kind of turned it on. The bats are what you show up for. You're back at it tonight against the Rangers. Who we got on the hill? I should have looked this up. Oh, Bobby, when are we not back to McKenzie? Nope, Ben Lively tonight. I think I need a little bounce back game here for Ben Lively. Bounce back from the standpoint, like, he didn't pitch all that bad his last time out.
Yeah, he really didn't.
But you're facing a guy, Jack Leiter. Oh, this has to be a bullpen game for them or something. He's got a 13 ERA and just 7 innings pitched. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 150. I'll do it later. Remind me of that on Tipico. I'll be taking the Guardians minus 1.5 tonight. Get after it. Don't gotta wait. Let's get some runs up. See how it goes.
All right, Matt. We'll pay
9.5 is the over/under tonight. Not to cut you off. 9.5.
Under?
Under, baby.
All right.
Maybe.
All right, we'll pay that man, Jared Goff. He gets paid a bag. The Detroit Lions are giving him a 4-year, $212 million contract, $170 million guaranteed. That deal makes Goff the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL, behind only Cincinnati Bengals' Joe Burrow. That is per year salary, $53 million.
For Jared Goff. Now, the thing is, a lot of people in the NFL circles will tell you Jared Goff is a really, really good quarterback. You kind of got that knock. First, the pressure being the first overall pick. You know, you did go to a Super Bowl with that Rams team, but it seemed like nobody ever gave him credit for that. And now you see this resurgence in Detroit. What I think people need to remember sometimes when you see these deals, it's that Jared Goff means more to Detroit than he would any other franchise, right? So would any other franchise really line up to give him $212 million? Probably not. Now, he's still worth $180. He's still worth decent coin on that. But it means more to Detroit because he's Detroit's guy, and he helped this kind of turnaround. He probably means more to Dan Campbell, right? So that's where this deal got done. And you also don't want to join the groups of the have-nots. You don't want to be a team that's sitting there trying to tread water and find your next guy. You feel like you got him. You give him the money. Quarterbacks get overpaid. The money is going up in the NFL. The salary cap jumps. That's not for running backs. It ain't going to cornerbacks. It's going to quarterbacks. That's the reason why. So good for Jared Goff, and what an offseason for them, right? They got Amon-Ra St. Brown paid up. He's good to go. Penny Sewell got his deal done. Detroit, they're making this run now. The only thing is, lo and behold, now the Packers are back on this, right? Like, I think the Packers are going to be really good. Vikings are going to be not good.
Jordan, I tweeted that. I said Jordan Love's going to get a behemoth.
Well, no, he's lining up for this deal, right? Now you're lining up for that. Yeah, I mean, the state of quarterback play in the NFL, I don't know if it's ever been this strong. Like, bro, there's probably, 20 to 22 teams that feel really good about their quarterback situation?
Probably, yeah.
It's pretty good. So, congratulations to Jared Goff. Detroit, Cleveland, Super Bowl. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I think a very well-deserved contract for Mr. Jared Goff.
Sure.
Alrighty, but tonight, 7:30, the big WNBA debut for one Caitlin
Yes.
Clark. They open up as a 7.5-point underdog to the Sun. Premieres on ESPN2. I will certainly be tuning in.
Who won't be, right? You just want to see. And the thing is, the Fever, like, they might make the play. It's not like she joined the Vegas Aces, right? It's not like she joined some powerhouse team. By the way, did you see the new name of the team out in Golden State? The Valkyries. That's a kick-ass name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The Golden State Valkyries are the new WNBA team out there. Can I get one back in Cleveland? There's this, the WNBA is moving 1,000 miles an hour right now, And there's a lot of discussion about the new cities. And it's not just one. I think they're going to add several new teams to this. Do you think Cleveland could handle it? Do you think Cleveland could handle a WNBA team again?
Why wouldn't they be able to?
I don't know. You know, I'd love them to be here. I think it'd be great, and it'd be a lot of fun to watch and have a team to root for, in addition to the Guardians over the summer. I don't know if I could say it's, like, unequivocally yes. Like, a lot of places that they're already, you know, not even, like, well-established. I don't know. I guess I'm being inherently negative. You think they'd be good here? Do you think it'd be like, if you got, again, like anything, the right players, right scheme, right name, all that kind of stuff?
It'll be a new team. They should get the first pick, and they'll draft LeBron's daughter when she's old enough.
That'd be fun. I don't know. Does Zuri play basketball? Is she good? I'd imagine it probably kind of runs in the household there. You know, that's kind of what we do. We'll see. I mean, I just say I don't think Cleveland's high on that list, but I'd welcome the Rockers back. And certainly everybody will be tuned in for Caitlin Clark tonight. I know I will be.
All right, well, yes, football really must be around the corner because I mentioned I have some Buckeyes news. It's been quite a while, but Adam Rittenberg of ESPN ranked college football's future power rankings for offenses. And the Buckeyes, to no surprise, they come in as number 1 in his preseason rankings. Top 5 rounded out by 2, the Texas Longhorns, 3, the Georgia Bulldogs, 4, the Oregon Ducks, and 5, the Crimson Tide.
I mean, you're printing wide receivers at this point. Was it Jeremiah? Who's the big receiver that Ryan Day almost fell over at his press conference when they announced? Jeremiah.
I know who you're talking about.
Hang on. I've not thought Ohio State football in a little while here. Ohio State football depth chart.
Jeremiah Smith.
I probably should have guessed that, right? So I think when you talk about the future is, okay, Jeremiah Smith, who's obviously very, very good. Emeka Ibuka is going to be gone. He'll probably be a first-round pick.
Carnell Tate, man.
I know, Carnell Tate. But even then, when you look at the quarterbacks, like Will Howard will be one and done, but you got Sayin, you got
Air Nolan.
Who's the other kid? Is Sayin the one I'm thinking about?
The transfer.
Well, he transferred
Will Howard, yeah.
And I know Will Howard transferred.
Devin Brown.
And Devin Brown, but who's the other? Am I thinking of Julian Sayin?
You're thinking of Julian Sayin.
Okay. He was the hot shot guy.
Yeah.
And, okay, that's it then.
I think, yeah.
And, well, Lincoln Kleinholtz is still there, too, but he's gone. He's going to, I would think he would leave. And then the fact that you got Judkins, who transferred in, along with Travion Henderson. He'll be gone still. But, yeah, I mean, I could see why. Like, Texas, you assume that Arch Manning is going to stay there and wait to start after Quinn Ewers. Who knows? You got a couple quarterbacks to pick. You're printing wide receivers there. I get it. And Ohio State, with the new playoff system, there will be no excuse for them to ever miss it. The only thing is if you win the Big Ten and get a top 4 seed to get the bye, that's it.
Championship or bust?
Yes, 100%. And I'm a semi-Ryan Day defender over here, which is tough. I get it. You have got to win a national championship over the next 2 years. I would say this year, dude, for the money that the NIL people, because you want to know what's getting Ryan Day fired more than anything? When you piss away that NIL money, they cut some checks, okay? You want your return on investment. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter even so much what the fan base says. It doesn't even matter so much about the AD and the new one coming in. You know what'll get fired? When the boosters that are cutting checks for these NIL deals, you don't win national championships, they get pissed. That will get Ryan Day fired. That'll get Ryan Day fired faster than anything. So I would assume down in Columbus it is a championship or bust. And then just even the fact that you're in it. Like, you have no excuse to never not be in the playoff. You will be. And nobody cares about if you win the national championship as the 5 seed or the 8 seed or the 1 seed. You only care about winning it. That's it. That's all that matters. There's an inherent amount of pressure on them. You want to talk scheduling, or do you want to get to the grid, then we'll talk scheduling later? I think it's super interesting, the fact the NFL is just stomping all over college football. Let's do the grid. I've got some takes on that. Back at it. We're on a borderline 4 in a row, because we would have gotten
What did you mess
yesterday.
up? What was it? Who was it that you thought?
I swear to God, Josh McCown
Saints
for the Saints, and he coached for the Saints. So we're on the comeback trail today. Back at it. YouTube comments, we welcome. We want your help. I've got Twitter up. I've got my inbox open, at MattFontana83. You got somebody that fits the grid. Let's take a little glimpse of it. Let's take a look. Ryan, 3,000-yard passing in a season. Go.
Let's go Rip Brock Purdy.
Rockland Purdy. I don't know if that's Kirko. I would think Aaron McNair, right? Steve McNair. I'm sure Tannehill.
I was going to say
it,
we're
but
Tannehill.
that's fine. I'm sure Ryan Tannehill's fine. All right.
He's got a long neck too. My goodness.
He does. You know, he started as a wide receiver at Texas A&M.
Did he?
He was a wide receiver, and then they moved him to quarterback. And look at him today. All right. Anything jumping out quickly?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. Very good. San Francisco and the Eagles. Javon Hargrave.
I was about to say that.
Javon Hargrave.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. There was one that I was sitting there. I was like, there's an obvious one here is Javon Hargrave, 100%. San Francisco, the Chiefs. Oh, Joe Montana. Okay.
Eagles, Vikings.
Eagles,
Is that not? No.
No, I know. Yeah. There's somebody. Yeah. No. I don't know why I thought Malik Jackson. He played here. I feel like there's a D lineman. Is there not?
Did Randy Moss play a season on the Eagles?
I think he did.
Let's
No
save
joke,
that.
bro.
Let's save
You want to save that? You want to save that? All right, we move on. So we need some KC guys to fill in with the Vikings and the Titans. This might be tough. I feel like Kansas City always gives us a tough go here. All right, quarterbacks to rip through. Matt Castle, remember him when he was with the Chiefs and he went through, but I feel like he played in Tennessee.
Did Nick Foles play for the Vikings?
No, I feel pretty confident not saying that. I'm liking Matt Castle.
For what?
For Kansas City and I know he played in Kansas City. There's no debate on that. And I feel like I can picture him in a Tennessee jersey. I feel like that has to be it. Chad Henne for either one of those? No. Alex Smith? No. Those are just KC quarterbacks. KC running backs. Jamal Charles? No.
Charkandrick West.
Charkandrick West.
Derek McKinnon.
Why do I
Hunt?
Oh yeah, Kareem Hunt's a good pull there too. Yeah, I don't know why I feel like I picture Charkandrick West with the Titans too, but I think I'm just picturing it. Wide receivers, they've run through quite a few there.
Yeah. Yes, they have. All right, let's go.
Again, if you want to rip Randy Moss there.
Did he play for the Eagles this season?
You know another one. You know wait. What about Chris Carter?
I don't know.
Can I just look it up? Chris Carter. I would have said Chris Carter. I feel really confident, and I felt it, and that is true. You can go ahead and rip Chris Carter there.
For what?
The one you're on, Vikings Eagles. Yep, Chris Carter.
Mr. Buckeye?
Yep. Because the story goes, Chris Carter was in Chicago. I'm sorry, in Philly, and he's told his story over and over again. He's like, I completely screwed that up. I needed to go to what? You Googled the wrong Chris Carter. There's no H in his name. It's C-R-I-S Carter. Oh. That counts. Right. That counts. I was looking this up, and I wasn't paying attention. C-R-I-S, Chris Carter, Ohio State's Chris Carter.
Well, we got it.
Yes, I know we did. I just want to look to see if Randy Moss did, too. What? He would have worked for Vikings and the Titans.
We don't need that.
I know. He did not actually play for the Eagles.
All right, well, so we need Kansas City.
We need Kansas City. That's it. We got the middle one. It was just a misspelling there. Okay. Kickers.
Christian Ponder? Did he? No.
No, I don't think so. What was the one that I liked for the Titans and the Chiefs?
Oh,
Matt Castle. I mean, do you want to rip it and see? Like Sam Darnold hasn't, not that he played in Kansas City, so I might as well just take him off the list. But like they ran through your Nick Mullins of the world. They ran through
Angelo.
Yeah, Angelo.
Vikings, Chiefs, Jared Allen.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Well done. Yes. Jared Allen is 100% correct. There you go. Good pull. Thank you. Don't know how we didn't think
Spelled
about
that right?
I'm assuming so. Yeah, I can't really see. Okay, there it is. Jared Allen. Well done.
All right. Chiefs, Titans.
All right. Chiefs, Titans here. Okay.
He's got to be someone.
Well, yeah, there obviously has to be someone. I mean, if it really needs to, I'd say Rip. I'm feeling more and more confident about my Matt Castle play here. What is it? Chiefs Vikings?
No, Chiefs Titans.
Chiefs Titans. Matt Castle. Correct. I knew it. I knew it was Matt Castle. Because he played there 2 years, I think.
How many Niners do you... Well, I probably won't even show me. I hate how they do that.
Yeah, they just show you everybody that's ever thrown for 3,000 yards in the season.
Oh, wait.
Is it just 49ers?
Yeah, don't look.
Okay.
I think there's 9. How many can you name?
9?
Or wait, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 9.
9 San Francisco 49ers quarterbacks that have thrown for 3,000 yards or more.
Correct.
Brock Purdy.
Yep.
Alex Smith.
Yep.
Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
Joe Montana.
Yep.
Steve Young.
Yep.
Why, did Norm Van Brocklin play there? No, I don't think so. No, okay. So I've got 5 of the 9. There's 4 more.
Wait, you said... Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Purdy, Kaepernick, Alex Smith, Steve Young, Joe Montana, the obvious
Yes,
ones.
4 more.
4 more.
You should be able to get 2.
Okay, so I'm assuming they're more recent then.
Well, recenter.
Recenter.
I don't know if that's a word.
It is now. Man, who is that gap? Smith, Kaepernick? Not Sam Darnold.
You're missing an easy one.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
Was that the easy one?
Charles got one.
Did
that
he?
you haven't get.
Oh, really? All right, good job, Charles.
He's a former Brown.
Jeff Garcia.
I don't think you're going to get the other one.
All right, go ahead. Look through.
Steve DeBerg
Yeah, I want to
and John Brody.
Okay. All right. Nice, solid list there. Well done. Yeah, well done. I forgot about Jeff Garcia is why you don't have Ben Roethlisberger. Seriously, Butch paid for Jeff Garcia, and he said, I don't need to draft a quarterback in the first round. I just paid Jeff Garcia. So, good job on that. Good job on that. All right, well done. That's another grid in the books there.
Yeah, we're doing good.
You want to talk scheduling real quick? I do.
Sure.
So here's where we're at. So the NFL, as the scheduling is starting to come out, and all these change, I'm telling you, we're on the precipice of some massive changes coming with the NFL schedule. We know they want to go 18. They want to go 2 preseason, 18 regular season games, and that is coming. They want to start on Labor Day now, and they want to extend out the Super Bowl so it's President's Day weekend, and you get Monday off because all we've ever wanted is the holiday off after the Monday for football. So then, now with these twists of what is happening with, have you followed along with this Christmas Day stuff? So Christmas Day and what is it, New Year's Eve, or whatever, vice versa, Christmas Day and New Year's Day, they're on Wednesdays. So here's what the NFL is going to do. They're going to take 4 teams to play 2 games on each of those days. And here's how it's going to work. Team A is going to play Team B at home. Team C will play Team D at home. And then you flip. C gets a home game. B plays them. A gets a home game. And then D goes on the road. And you play those week apart. They're on equal footing on the schedule. And then they get a little mini bye before you get to week 18. So I think the shift for the NFL has clearly been they do not give a damn about anybody else. Because who owned Christmas Day? The NBA. Not anymore, buddy. Who owned some of college, with New Year's? College football. And now the reports are coming out. They're going to play football on the Saturday of some of the playoff games for college football. I don't like that. I don't. And the NFL doesn't care because they are printing money. Everybody else has to bend the knee to them, and they will take over as they see fit. I will tell you, I'm not one of these people that are really up in arms about pro football. Like Friday nights are for high school, right? My kid doesn't play high school football. I don't really care. And if he plays high school football, I will care for 4 years, and then I won't anymore. So whatever. Saturdays, I'm good sitting down and watching a lot of college football every day. Do I want NFL on Saturdays? Like, there's so many elements that I do, but it's what makes it special for the pro game is later in the year when I don't have college. What makes it so great when you get Saturday NFL games is because you don't have college anymore. Yeah, I'm talking about filling my bucket, right? Filling my cup of what I need from football. When I lose college, I want the NFL to pick that up, and they are, and they will. But during the season, during the college football playoff, I think it's a bad idea. And I know there's these antitrust lawsuits that are happening, and they're going to fight the NFL on this. There's nothing that college football can do. They have their schedule. They're navigating new scheduling things with the playoff and things like that. I really got to say, I'm shocked that the NFL is doing this. And they're moving towards, I'm telling you, I see it, they're going to play football 5 days a week.
Good.
They want that.
Let's go 7.
I don't know how that works, right? Like, I'm sure that they're working on it. I'm sure they're discussing it. But there is a limit. I do think there's a limit. And I just, the fact, it's scary. I think it's a little scary that the NFL is just wielding this power and saying, we don't really care. We're going to do what we want. That's probably not good for the average viewer. Now, you also, if you've read any of these articles, the price that the average fan will have to pay to now have cable, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Peacock. You got to have all of those.
I saw the numbers. It was to catch every single NFL game this year. It's like
Let me guess. What, 8? What'd you say? Go ahead, just
I didn't
guess.
finish the number, but
Well, per month?
No.
Oh, for the season?
Yeah.
So for this season, let's call the season 5-6 months long, right? I'm going to guess you're probably going to have to spend at least $150.
To watch every single game?
Yeah, per month. So.
Oh, per month. I'm talking in totality.
That's what I'm saying. So give me 5 months at $150, $750.
I think it was like $890.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's insane. So then we start to get, is the NFL going to come out and say, well, we're just going to package. Let's just get a package deal here. And you can get all these just for those months. That package would sell like hotcakes, man. You telling me you can line up, you give me a package of Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Faster than Caitlin Clark jerseys?
Maybe. But the thing is, what if they spun it that these are only like sports level packages? Like I can't log in and watch Parks and Rec, right? I can only watch the NFL games. I'll still probably buy that. I mean, it's just a lot. It's so much money, man. It's so much money. And they want more because they want more off of Sunday so they can pay. They force Netflix to pay more. They're forcing these other places to do it. It's just such a racket, man. And I don't like it. I mean, again, I'm the average fan of I want football all the time. I don't know if I like what the NFL's doing. I don't know if I like it. I think it's a bad idea when they start, I don't want to say devaluing college football, because a lot of people want to jump out and say, the NFL should be thankful for college football, right? They promote these stars. They get the players. The NFL actually doesn't care about that because they have their own drama in the draft. Now, part of the drama is everybody knew who Caleb Williams was, right? Everybody knows who Jaden Daniels is because of the hype around college football. NFL says, doesn't matter. We'll just get him here anyway. College scouts don't care if their game is on prime time or not. They're still watching the tape. And they'll create the NFL draft has inherent drama anyway. So this is another little piece of separation between the pro and the college game, and it's every man and woman for themselves. Seriously, this is out for blood, and the NFL has the most amount of power, and now they're starting to wield it. Now they're starting to sit there and say, you know what? We don't really care this is NBA's day. It's ours now. We don't really care college football's playing tonight. We're going to take this on over. And the struggle is too much enough. For the NFL, you would probably say no, right? They've become such the powerhouse that on a Saturday, you will sit down and watch an NFL game of two teams you really don't care about, especially if you can bet on it.
For sure.
It's going to, like, here's the thing. A college game of two teams that I don't really follow or care about versus an NFL game that I don't really care about or follow those two teams, of course you're picking the NFL game. It's A, easier to bet on because you know those teams. And B, fantasy football is certainly a play at it too. And it's just probably a better product, a better brand of football. It's the pros. Dangerous game to play. I think it's a dangerous game to play. And I don't think the NFL really cares. And everybody else is going to have to find their way through this. I really don't want a Saturday. I'm being dead serious. I don't want a Saturday that I'm sitting there watching a college football playoff game and I got to turn over and watch the Browns. I don't want to do that. And to be honest, well, could you imagine a Saturday that it's Ohio State in the college football playoff and it's like the second to last game of the year for the Browns and they need to win to secure their playoff spot? What game are you going to watch?
The Browns. Not even close for me.
Well, you're not an Ohio State fan.
As I'm wearing an Ohio State hoodie.
Right. Like, here's the sad thing, man. I probably would lean Browns, too.
Well, that's not
That's
sad.
probably
That's normal.
No, I love Ohio State. Like, I'd probably lean Browns.
Of course you would.
I guess I don't want that to be a thing. I don't even want them to have to make that decision. The NFL should do what I want, right? The NFL should do exactly what I want. I'm the paying consumer customer over here.
Yeah.
Come on now. All right, let's catch a break. Come back. We'll run through a quick time hop today, including a very important birthday, so we'll get to that. Kyrie Irving in there. Magic Johnson in there. Something we all learned about in school. Also started this day. Way back in the day. It's all of it.
PEMDAS?
What the hell is that?
You know what PEMDAS is?
No.
Parentheses, or it's...
Oh, like multiplication? Why would that be in time hop?
Wait, PEMDAS.
Isn't it parentheses, exponent,
multiplication,
division,
addition, subtraction?
No. Why that? No, that has nothing to do with it.
You said it's something we all learned in school. That's
well,
something we
yeah,
all
but
learned
this
in
is
school.
something else not in the mathematics field that we learned in school.
Okay.
So we all learned about it. We'll discuss it. Time up comes your way next. We'll also recap some Cavs. Get ready to go for the Guardians tonight as well. And our bracket. Stay with us.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just, that's the way social media works
Oh.
now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
How does an Ohioan build the perfect parlay?
Who's got something? Big guys looking for long odds. The kids in Columbus are covering better than anyone. And at even odds. If it's even, I'm leaving. Listen, our championship DVD starts today. All right? Dude, I just got an invite to a Cincy playoff watch party. Shut up. Cincy, State, Cleveland, the perfect parlay. I'm a genius.
For the best odds on Ohio sports, bet with your cojones.
It is Spanish, dummy.
Bet with Typical Sportsbook.
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
right, a little short, but nonetheless important time hop that we will get today. No movies, but nonetheless, a few things to wrap up before we get back into the Cavs. Guardians tonight, and we'll get to our very important bracket of the week coming up in just a second. But first, we head on back all the way to 2019, right? NBA Draft Lottery. The Cavs do not win it. We unfortunately, I guess, get the 5th overall pick. I was pretty bummed that 5th pick turned into Colin Sexton. Now, it was not the draft this day, 2019, but it was the NBA Draft Lottery where we got 5. Let me pull this up. NBA 2019 NBA Draft Lottery odds. Okay. In 2019, the Cavs, the Knicks, and the Suns all split a 14% chance to get the number 1 overall pick. We had 13 for 2, 12 for 3, 12 for 4, and a 28% chance to pick 5, which is eventually what happened to us. Now, where did it all go here? NBA draft. Okay. 2019 NBA draft. First overall pick went to the Pelicans, who drafted Zion. Ja Morant went 2 to the Grizzlies. RJ Barrett. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Am I a year off?
Yeah, wait. Is that 2020?
That was 20.
Wasn't 2019 DeAndre Ayton?
Wait, no. The 2019 draft was Zion. We got the 5th pick, which was Darius Garland. 2020, we took Isaac Okoro with the 5th pick. Back-to-back years. That's right, because Sexton was 2018, wasn't he? No. Oh, no, he was as the 8th pick. So I'm sorry, I had the player wrong. We ended up taking Darius Garland. That's it. So that worked out. I mean, again, like, we wanted Zion bad, but of this draft, there have only been 3 players that have made an all-star team. Zion Williamson, Ja Morant, and Darius Garland. Not RJ Barrett, who I wanted bad, not DeAndre Hunter. And after that, Cam Reddish, remember him? I wanted him bad. Jarrett Culver, Kobe White, Rui Hachimura. Those were all guys that went after. Tyler Hero went 13. PJ Washington went 12 in this draft. Dylan Windler. Oh, God. Kevin Porter Jr. Yeah, that was all 2019. But nonetheless, NBA Draft Lottery this day 2019. The Cavs get the 5th pick, which was Darius Garland. This day 2016. Should be a holiday. Stipe Miocic wins the UFC Heavyweight Championship. He beat, was that Fabricio Verdum is who he took the belt from, I'm pretty sure. This day 2016, so shout out to Stipe. Can't wait to see him fight again. This day 2014, the first picture of Ben Affleck as Batman was released.
Not good.
Not good. I try to defend it. I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't great, but it is what it is. This day, 2012, Kyrie Irving was named the NBA Rookie of the Year. He got 117 of 120 first place votes.
Nice.
Who got the other 3?
2012? Oh, God. Michael Carter Williams? Is that draft?
I think. Yeah. Wait. No. 2011, 2012. LeBron MVP. Oh, no. No. We talked about this. Kenneth Faried, Kawhi Leonard, and Iman Shumpert all got 1 vote each to take away the 117 from him being unanimous Rookie of the Year. It all came to an end for Seinfeld. This day, 1998. The trial. I mean, have you seen the final episode of Seinfeld? Do you know what they do?
I know they play the Green Day song.
They did, and it was like, but the whole thing was they were getting sued, or they were in court, and they needed to bring back people for character witnesses. So it was a perfect way for them to bring back the soup Nazi. And they brought back all these memorable characters, which I think is a really interesting way to wrap a show up. Cool. And then at the end, yes, they play the Green Day and they all run around and all that kind of stuff. Of course, Seinfeld, all of the news right now. But the final episode aired this day, 1998. This day, 1996, Magic Johnson retired for the 2nd and final time. Of course, he contracted HIV. He said I was good. Then he came back. Then eventually, had to retire. All right, the thing in school that I said we all had to learn about. It started this day, 1804.
1804. Okay, so we're talking Thomas Jefferson.
I don't think so, but okay, maybe. I mean, I'm 1770 something, but no, it's not something to do with political.
I mean,
it's not
1803, wasn't he the president during that?
1804? Was he? I mean, you know better than I do.
George Washington was the first president, like 78.
Thomas Jefferson was the
77.
the third president,
Right.
was he not?
Yeah. It was him.
I guess you're right. He was in
him,
office
John
from
Adams, and then
18.
Jefferson.
Wow, look at you. He was in office from 1801 to 1809.
Yeah, quit playing with
well,
me.
I'm sorry, you're right. It was Thomas Jefferson. But this has nothing to do with Thomas Jefferson. Actually, I don't want to say it has nothing to do with him because he supported and gave his blessing to this thing.
To the westward movement? Manifest Destiny?
Not that. Keep going.
Sacagawea?
No. Well. What was she had to do with?
Yeah, Clark and...
Lewis and Clark. They
Lewis and Clark.
began their expedition west this day, 1804, setting off to the Pacific Northwest. You think about that time, like how long it took for them to get there.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but also, how do you get any news back? Like, how do you send news back to the president and be like, hey, we found these things. Hey, there's a big mountain range here. Looks kind of rocky. Had to go through it. Kind of sucked.
They got to go back.
Can you imagine letters? Hey, I got an update from Lewis and Clark. President Jefferson found a rocky terrain. It sucked. We'll write back in a week. Still alive, by the way. Lewis and Clark took off this day, 1804. Their expedition took until September of 1806, over 862 days. One of Thomas Jefferson's goals and motivations was to find the most direct and predictable water communication across the continent for the purposes of commerce. Real forward thinker there. We got to get stuff across this. What rivers do we have? Okay. He also placed special importance on the U.S. declaring sovereignty over the land occupied by many. Of course, how it goes. Hey, this is your land. You've been here for hundreds of years. Mine. Ours. Get out.
Here's smallpox, too,
Here's
by the way.
smallpox. Get the fuck out. Get out. But whatever. The expedition made notable contributions to science as well. Okay, the journey. Here's the timeline of the Lewis and Clark expedition. Are you ready for this? So again, this started in 1803. He sent a secret message proposing this. 1806, or what did I say? When did they start? 1804. I'm sorry, 1804. All right. So they leave. They depart camp with a crew of 40 people. 2 days later, they reached St. Charles, city on the Missouri River. I just want to see where they made it to the end of the year. In November, they made it to they only made it to the Missouri River in a year.
It was exploring.
By April so imagine they left this day. By April of next year, they reached Yellowstone in North Dakota. April 27th of the following year, they entered present-day Montana. They saw the herds of up to 10,000 buffalo. They also encountered and killed their first grizzly bear.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? Walking over and go, what is that?
They'd be making the pelts out of
What is that? And you got to take it out. May 26th, 1805, a year and a half, actually about a year exactly in, they encountered the Rocky Mountains for the first time. Lewis saw the Rocky Mountains for the first time. His initial reaction was joy, but then considered the serious challenges of the snow-covered mountains that'll pose for his men.
Yeah, dude, remember the Donner Party?
Yeah. I want to know how many people died on this. Lewis and Clark fatalities. No way. All right, that is my reaction. If I had to ask you, of the crew of 40 on the Lewis and Clark expedition over 2 years, how many people do you think died?
Well, you said no way, so I'm assuming you thought it'd be more.
Probably, yes.
8?
1.
1? Damn, unlucky dude.
Clark diagnosed, so the only person that passed away was Charles Floyd at the age of 22. They diagnosed his condition as bilious so basically like bile. In reality, modern doctors believe he actually suffered an appendicitis and died from a ruptured appendix. That's it. Nobody got mauled by a grizzly bear. Nobody drowned in a river. I guess I'm happy that happened, but still. 40 guys go out on this, and only one of them passed away. That's a pretty good ratio. I thought it would have been more, but that's the Lewis and Clark this day in history.
If they ate him, cooked him up.
Again, that was Donner Party. I don't know if that
would
quite
you eat
happened.
a person to survive?
No.
Survive?
I will tell you this.
Yeah, you would. Your hunger would take over, and you wouldn't know what to do.
I would tell you this. I doubt very, very highly in my life that I will ever be in a situation where I'm faced with that.
Well, no shit. But I'm saying if you go back then, you would 100%
Well, back then, it's different. What are you going to do? Trust me, and I'm maybe a little bit more of an average My brothers are giant outdoorsmen. They fish, they hunt, they
but
camp.
Even today, if you were
But, like,
stuck with that predicament, you would do it.
The only thing that would happen there was a plane crash. And I have a rule in life to never get on a plane with less than 10 people. I don't want a private jet. I don't want to fly in some little puddle jumper here, all right? I'm getting on big planes with a lot of people. If that plane's going down, I'm probably not walking off that plane. That's whatever. I'm not getting stuck. I'm not Lord of the Flies this, okay?
That's why they read us Hatchet, so we'd be prepared.
Hatchet, even better example. I hope to never put myself in that situation, ever. But best laid plans, right? All right, this is a very important one. I've got a lot of birthdays, but none is more important than the number one fan of this show. I know there are people out there that they watch our show a lot. Some of them are my family members, but this is the most important one to me. It is my dad's birthday today. Dad, I love you so much. You are the most amazing dad. You are the best grandfather that I could have ever asked for my kids. They love seeing their grandpa. He watches every day. So I know a lot of people like the crown as the number one fan of me and the show, but that crown will forever go to my dad. So I'm going to see him literally as soon as I get home. Dad, I love you. Happy birthday. Enjoy it. We got a round of golf that we must play. Shouldn't Grandpa's and Father's Day right around the corner? Shouldn't he get to go play golf on his birthday?
For sure.
We should go out there and play. But there it is. So very happy birthday to my dad. Everybody else shares a birthday with my dad, by the way. They're all secondary. Rob Gronkowski, Dennis Martinez, Roy Halladay, Susie Colbert, Mark Zuckerberg, also on a plane, George Lucas, Kate Blanchett, and Robert Zemeckis, all celebrating birthdays today.
Who?
Robert Zemeckis, filmmaker. Back to the Future. Nope. You ever seen that Robert Zemeckis films?
Nope.
Yeah, he's a good one. Pretty good actor right there, or good good director right there. All right, let's get to it. Our bracket. We kind of we got into a debate last week about Pixar films. Yeah. We're only going to do 8 because we're going to do the franchises. There's no point in breaking up Toy Story. So here's how it's going to go. Bracket today of just 4. Top 2 advance, and we'll do another one for tomorrow. Top 2 advance and move on. Make sure we put that in the poll too, Ryan. We send it out. Just say top 2 will advance. Let's get to it. Our bracket of the week. Your favorite Pixar films.
All right. Group 1 going today. Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., Ratatouille, and Up.
I would go Toy Story's Monsters, Inc. I've really actually never seen the other two.
I would go...
Monsters, Inc. is so good. I might take it over Toy Story, even though my son loves Toy Story.
Up is crazy, though. I would go Monsters, Inc.
Isn't Up, doesn't it turn really sad?
I mean, the dude's wife died, so it's sad.
Yeah, but isn't the whole spoiler alert, isn't the whole twist that she's been dead the whole movie? Have you seen it?
But you knew that she's been dead.
Oh, you knew that?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I've never seen Up, so I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Then Group 2, which will go tomorrow.
The Incredibles, Cars, Wall-E,
good.
Finding Nemo. I gotta go The Incredibles.
Incredibles and
Cars is crazy. Good.
Probably Finding Nemo for me. Probably Incredibles Finding.
Finding Nemo never did it for me.
Mine, the hard one for me will come down to Monsters, Inc. v. Incredibles. They're very different, but they're also, semi the same. All right, let's update our 2 for Tuesdays here. Got wrapped up in the LeBron stuff, so we're asking everybody, are you buying the hype about him coming back to the Cavs?
All right, 44% say yes.
Ooh.
55 say no, so the majority are not buying it.
A little bit there. And the second one, is 35 too old for me to get my first tattoo?
73% say no.
Okay.
26% say yes, and they're just haters, I guess.
Maybe I'll write that down a little bit.
Smash on Twitter.
Yeah.
My mom was in her 60s.
Okay.
And Super God on Twitter. Live your life. Who makes the rules on that?
That's true. I guess, it's not something that really, yearns on me or, something I'm like, oh, man, I really, really, really have to do. I would have gotten a tattoo by now. I just feel like I missed the win. I feel like 20s. You want your tattoo to show off in your 20s.
I don't know.
Plus, if I go in, I would want to go all. But now, is it not? And I don't know if I'd ever get there. Isn't it super, even more advanced now, getting them removed if you really needed to, if you really wanted to?
I mean, I don't know if it's more advanced. It's the same thing. You just laser it off.
Yeah. Is there still the scar though? I don't know.
You're not gonna get it taken off.
Probably not. Probably not, but we'll see how it goes. For the Cavs, obviously tomorrow night, tomorrow's going to be just tough because you just feel the inevitability coming. We'll keep our eye out for Donovan Mitchell. At this point, I mean, there's such a conundrum in a conversation we'll have tomorrow, right? Do you play him if you can? Or do you say he's injured enough that this could actually impact his offseason, potentially future injury? Do you protect your future asset, even though he might not be your future asset?
I don't know. That's tough. Like, if you knew he was going to be here, then.
If this was 2-2, if you're able to steal it last night, I mean, damn, man.
It felt like you gave them your best shot last night.
Yes, and the frustrating thing is if you would have had Donovan Mitchell or what the future means for him, I don't know. And those are all conversations that we'll have when the offseason comes. I hope it's not Thursday, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. Tomorrow, big day. We'll have the NFL schedule released. Of course, we'll react to that tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, more on Thursday because they'll release it a little bit more. Guards back in action tonight. Do not forget about our boost on Tipico. Manzardo home run, Guardians money line. If that happens, if he's in the lineup, then we're going to be giving away some tickets to go see the baseball team in action, in addition to winning that boost. And, of course, use that code Fontana150 when you sign up. I'd be remiss, Ryan, if we didn't make our wagers for this evening tonight. As we have,
true.
What do we got tonight? Pacers, Knicks, 2.5. Minnesota, Denver, 4.5. I have nothing on the trends, and I'm leaning Denver, minus 4.5.
I'll take Nuggets, 4.5.
Yeah, I'll take them. All right, let me give you the trends real quick on the Pacers.
And I'm going to take Pacers.
All right. Pacers are 12-6 straight up in their last 18 games, but they're only 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games on the road. They're only 2-7 straight up in their last 9 games at Madison Square Garden. I know you love your daily trends. Indiana is 12-2-1 against the spread their last 15 games on a Tuesday. That's big. That's big for the Pacers. Flip it over for the Knicks. 11-4 straight up in their last 15. Is again 7-2 straight up in their last 9 games at home against Indiana. They're only 2-5 against the spread their last 7 games on a Tuesday. Leaning Pacers here. Leaning Pacers. 2.5 or 2. Pacers plus 2.
Pacers money line.
All right, and we both like Denver tonight to get out to a 3-2 lead in that. Quick trends. Minnesota 7-3 against the spread their last 10 games against Denver. 5-1 against the spread their last 6 games on the road. Minnesota 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games when they play on the road against the Nuggets. Flip it over for Denver. Just 2-4 against the spread their last 6 games, but they're 10-4 straight up in their last 14. And again, they've only covered once their last 5 home games against the Timberwolves. I don't know if I like it at 4. I might just take that money line.
I mean, it seems like whoever wins, they just win handily.
Yeah. Plus minus 190 for Denver. Maybe I let the game start.
You love
Hopefully,
Denver.
Minnesota gets out a little bit and you flip it. I like Denver to win. I just don't know if I like that 4.5. All right, great stuff. Appreciate everybody joining us. We'll be back tomorrow as we get ready to go for the Cavs and the Knicks for Game 5. Cavs, Celtics. I wish it was the Knicks. We'll get to that tomorrow. We got plenty coming up later today. The return, Josh and Maria Cribbs, and we'll get a little Bengals action. Enter the Jungle with James Rapine, Andrew Fox Miller. A lot going on with the Bengals. So that is tonight right here on Big Play, and we'll talk to you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Same time, same channel. For Ryan Tyler, I am Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.